Hey guys, welcome back to rhrjen. I am so glad you're here, you guys. We have so much to talk about today. Today we'll be taking a look at Saint Meghan Markle. There are a couple stories floating around that I want to talk about and get your opinion on, and I have thoughts on all of it. I'm Jen. Thank you so much for being here. Now let's jump into this. Honk honk, everyone. Starting with this. I had seen this picture before, and I couldn't make heads or tails of it. But that's, again, where St. Meghan Markle comes in handy because they did. Did you know this? Because I didn't. Take a look. All right. This was shared by Kiwi Love 777. It says, didn't even see this photo on the tour, courtesy of H&M Instagram's snark page. I'm here for that. Hasnaballs and Markle are so desperate to be seen as popular figures that they crashed the National Music Festival of Colombia on the final day, and their fan base claim it was all to see them. Guys, I can't even read this. I'm laughing so hard. This is crazy. Those people in the audience had no idea about who these two blank-addled degenerates from Montecito are. How funny is that? Yeah, it sounds right. I mean, it's kind of like the concert thing that she was doing. My thinking on that is she kept going to concerts so she could be celebrity adjacent and also be photographed in crowds. And, they would pay a fortune for these special seats to make it look like, look, we're in the VIP or whatever it was, we're near Celine Dion. Now, she didn't actually spend a lot of time with us, but we're near her, so that makes us famous too. Then we have Busy Song 407 that says, meet the frauds, always trying to get one over on everyone, including the nation of Colombia. My response to this was, please tell me she, quote, spoke Spanish to this crowd. Ooh, and told the soap story. Can you imagine? In front of this huge crowd. When I was 11. Blech. Splinted Address points out that it's so she could have a moment like this. You love me. You really love me. So many others pointed out it was more like this. We want privacy. Stop looking at us. I thought Deep Poem 55 had such a good point that they're trying to validate this picture. Remember, this is from Netflix, and they wrote the Harry and Meghan hounded by the press fake picture. Remember, that's exactly what it was. I believe this was for Emma Watson. Remember, they tried to pass it. It was the Harry Potter premiere, 2011. So, 5-6 years before they met? So they tried to pass it off as it was the press hounding them. Then we have Beachy 456 that says Divorce Watch tidbit from Crazy Days and Nights. So these are the blind items that I love to talk about. So here we go. Blind item 7. He didn't go to the wedding, but the ginger-haired one has been invited to come spend a few days at his old friend's home. If he goes, that would be the end of the ginger-haired one's marriage. Dun, dun, dun. Now let's talk about this. Okay. Do I fully believe these blind items? No, I do not. Sometimes I suspect they'll pick up on news stories and then tailor a blind item around that. Sometimes I think they're pulled out of thin air. Sometimes I do think they're spot on. They're fun to speculate about. So, I'm just making it clear. We're just speculating here. All right. They're trying to allude to the Duke of Westminster, of course, who just married Olivia. And, of course, Prince William was there, and Harry was not invited. But I don't believe it. I think just like the royal family, he has moved on as well. It's just my guess here, my speculation. But it is fun to think about this. So let's say this is the case, and they're trying to have some sort of intervention. And Harry's like, no, please. I'll get in trouble if I'm not allowed to go without Maggie. There's just no way she would ever allow this. Just my guess here. She has to keep him, I don't know, brainwashed. And again, I don't think he's a victim. I hate that narrative that, he has no control over this. He sat right there while she was doing the curtsy, and he wrote that damn book and everything else. So he's just as much to blame as her. So I don't like it when it just falls on her. But I just don't know that I buy this. But let's play the pretend game and pretend this is the case. What are your thoughts? Do you think there's no way he would not go without her? There's just no way. You can't trust the guy. Sounds like William tried to talk some sense into him. That didn't go well. We saw we see how he continues to go after William and his family. Sounds like they tried to talk some sense into him at the Sandringham Summit. That didn't go well. Can I put Maggie on speakerphone? No, dumbass, you cannot. Oh, I'm going to add that to my list of grievances when I talk to Oprah and write my book. But a lot of people in the comments, including Maleficent Trifle, great name, points out, nah, he probably just received like a mailing list email about a charity garden event or something at the Duke of Westminster's estate or some other Westminster Foundation charity event. Personal invitation? I highly doubt it. Yeah, that's kind of where I land. I can't even imagine he's getting those invites anymore to any of that stuff. Who would want that mopey, what there? I dropped a comment under here saying, I suspect Rachel put this out here. See, we're invited places. Oh, look at us. Look at me. But also, see, Harry leaves when we need him here. So that way it'll be more, fodder for the divorce. So then we have Lynn Skogler, who brings up a really good point, which is, this is probably Meghan's biggest fear. And also why they doubt that they live apart. That's my suspicion, is that they do live apart. But they point out that Meghan still needs to control his enabler/victim. It's harder if he's away somewhere doing God knows what and talking to God knows who. No. My bet is Harry has his own wing at their house or the guest house or the attic. And I'll add, or the chicken coop. Okay, so Feisty Energy 107 shared this. How about a royal tour to Botswana? Tell me you've heard about this. The president of Botswana is holding a 2,400 carat diamond recently discovered in a diamond mine. It was, August 22nd. They just discovered this thing. It's huge. So, yeah, this would be the only time you'd see the grifters actually do any work. She'd be there with her $1 million, mining hat and shoes and Dior pickaxe, and she'd be mining for this 2,000 or whatever it was, almost 2,500 carat diamond. All right. Then we have, is it LLL Independence 698 that says, how is it an olive branch? Okay, before we get into this, I'm so sick of this olive branch thing. It rears its ugly head like every couple of weeks now. It's the same as Meghan's soap story. That's the only thing that we hear from these two. Did you know that when I was 11 and they're extending an olive branch, it's usually like Meghan's olive branch to Kate. I hate that. I never call her Kate, but that's how it's printed because they're so rude and disrespectful to Catherine, Princess of Wales. And I hate it. And I hate this olive branch. You don't get to terrorize this family like this and then offer an olive branch. So they're claiming, and I'm not yelling at the original poster, you're great for sharing this, but they're claiming that the olive branch is that Dum Dum's spare is coming out in paperback, and he could have put out so much more information, but he didn't. What are we talking about? What information would Numbnuts have? He didn't have any information in the first go-around. What could he possibly add? It's not like he's been in contact with anybody, you know what I mean, or been around. They don't trust him. They're not sharing the family secrets with him. As I mentioned in a video the other day, you can get this book for 99 cents. So what are we doing? Why is it even coming out in paperback? I mean, it was so highly panned the first go round and so many things disproven from the first book. So why do it again? I know why. Money. But then I thought this was such a good point from Old Reflection 19 that says, how is it an olive branch for Charles when the only one whose reputation went down the toilet after the book release was Harry? He's afraid of backlash, not worried about his father. Harry Ripley points out, and as history has shown, it's just empty words from two self-serving, lazy grifters. Guys, I'm ending this here. A huge thank you to everybody who's checked out the merch. And if you haven't, be sure to check that out. It's so cute. Beetlegoose, Beetlegoose, Beetlegoose. It makes those lemon rats disappear if you say it 3 times fast. Thank you to all my executive producers. If you want to become an executive producer, you know how to do it. Check out Patreon, patreon.com/Real Housewives Recaps. That's where I'm doing the bonus episodes, the extra deep dives, conversations, stuff I can't necessarily share over here. I'm sharing over there. Lots of good stuff. So check that out. It's a really fun group. And thank you guys as always for being here, for supporting. I appreciate you all so much. I'm still in the process of this name change thing. So some of these videos you'll hear Real Housewives Recaps, but you also hear rhrjen. That's what that's about. I am going to change the opening scene very soon. But I've heard you loud and clear. A lot of you asking me, please don't change the music in the end. Don't worry, I won't. Thank you guys for everything. Your support means the world to me, and I can't wait to bring you more stuff like this. If there's something specific you want to talk about, drop me a comment. I welcome it. You guys are the best. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.